Hey guys, thanks for joining me this week on For All Things Lexington. It's the only show dedicated to Lexington, South Carolina. Here, you'll hear me talk to people, groups, bands, and organizations about where to go, what to do, and who's who in and all around our beautiful Lake Murray. I'm your host, Angela Barrett, and this is For All Things Lexington.
For All Things Lexington has been brought to you by Professionals on the Patio, open networking with Columbia's finest business owners.
Thank you, Johnathan, so much for being with me today. And sorry, I was running behind when you got here, but thank you again for being here.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So where do you stand on action figures?
Action figures. So I just recently realized that I'm kind of an action figure nerd. So I was a big wrestling fan growing up, and I stopped watching wrestling 15 years ago or something. And I ran across a couple TikTok channels of people collecting old action figures, and I was like, I may want to do that. So I just started picking them up, and I guess I'm an action figure nerd now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So any particular action figure or just
wrestling, just from wrestling from my era back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
All the old, Hulk Hogan's and stuff like that. None of the new guys, because I don't watch it anymore, but right. I enjoyed capturing the childhood a little bit with that.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool. So, Professionals on the Patio. I know it's a networking group. Tell me, in a broad sense, what the purpose and why Professionals on the Patio?
So in a broad sense, I kind of got into networking naturally. I didn't realize I kind of had a knack for wanting to connect people. So I have the mentality, if I have friends that have businesses, they deserve good clients. And if I have friends that need services, they deserve good companies to work with. So right. I've always been big on connecting people anyways. And I've gone to a few other networking events around town, there's coffee on the rooftop, Not First Friday, stuff like that. And I've enjoyed them. But I have a little bit of a background throwing events for nonprofits and stuff like that. So I was like, I think I could throw a really fun networking event, make it kind of all inclusive. So, free food, free drinks, just so you can come in, kind of let your hair down.
Really more like a party.
It's kind of like a party, but
DJ.
Right. But we've been blessed to kind of been able to kind of marry the kind of fun aspect, but really good networking as well. Because it's so easy to tell people, free food and drinks, anybody will show up. But there's really a strong vibe there and a culture that you can tell everybody's talking. So it in a few occasions where someone kind of stumbles in because they just heard about it, and when they walk in, they're like, oh snap, I'm in the wrong room. You know what I mean? Because everybody's very down to business, but as well, having a good time, dancing, having some drink.
Sure. It's a lot of fun. It really is. Now, how do you think, well, first of all, how did you come up with the idea, and did you do it by yourself?
Mm-hmm. So it came up through, again, going to other networking events and stuff like that. So I was like, I'd like to host something like this. And at the time I had an office at the expansive building downtown. I no longer have an office there, but I built a relationship with those guys. And I was like, hey, I'd love to throw an event where I'm bringing your target audience, because it's a co-working space and an event venue. So I'm like, let me bring a bunch of business owners here, throw an awesome networking event and kind of go from there. And it's expensive to feed 200 people and do free drinks. So I naturally needed to get some folks involved. And I connected with David from Elite Lawn and Landscape. And he had just moved into the expansive building as well. And he wanted to introduce himself to the community and wanted to host an event. And I was like, well, why don't we just come together? You can buy the food for my event and let's kind of start doing this. And it had such a good reception when we started that we just kind of stayed working together. So it's pretty much me and David. And now we have a list of various local sponsors that do help us financially, so we can afford to give everybody an all-inclusive experience.
Right. Now, what do you think has made it, because y'all just started this in April of this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what do you think has made it as successful as it is?
I think a few aspects. One is the time right after work. So I catch people out and give them time to go home. Yeah. So get them on the way home, because once you're home, and family stuff, you just can't get back out. Another thing is, I don't know if it's just, I think it's a combination of, the COVID stuff and and technology, but I think people miss connections. You know, whether they realize it or not, they miss physically connecting with people. And I think that's part of it. And then really just the marketing I've done for it is all very traditional. So we've done a little bit of digital marketing, but really it's just posting on Facebook, not really actually buying, you know, campaigns. But I go out to other networking events and hand out flyers and connect with those people. So I'm inviting the exact kind of folks that we want to attend.
Sure.
And then, you know, just FOMO. People see the pictures like, man, that looks like a good time. And that's kind of what we try to do as well, is to make sure that those that don't attend or miss, you know, feel like, oh man, we missed something fun or something great.
Right. Because I'm starting to see, you had a photographer there taking.
Yeah, so we've done various things. So we had someone doing headshots one month. We had actually a couple different months we had people doing headshots, and then we had we work with local photographers. Again, since it's, you know, we don't make anything out of it, we're just using funds to help keep it free. But like, if there's photographers that we've connected with that can benefit from a couple hundred business owners seeing them taking pictures and saying, hey, I need a photographer, you know, and I think that helps with us getting partners. And then we also do giveaways every event. So let's say you own a spa or something like that. You can come up, talk about your business, draw a business card that we collect those at the door. And whoever wins get to speak on their business as well. So not only are they winning something cool, but they get to address a crowd of, you know, around 200 people or so. And that's a lot of benefit as well.
Yeah. Where do you see it going? I mean, it's pretty big now. Where do you see it?
So my goal is not to grow the size anymore, frankly, because I just don't see there being more than 200 high quality business owners and entrepreneurs in town, you know. But it's to grow the quality of the event. So we already have a John Maxwell speaker, Bency Beals, that speaks every month and kind of does an educational moment. But I want to lean into some more of that to give people more value, something to go home with. And then I'm working on creating or turning it into a nonprofit where we work with high schools, even colleges and tech schools and stuff like that to help get, you know, quality candidates into good jobs. You know what I mean? Basically be a funnel for businesses that need good candidates and young business owners or young entrepreneurs or young, you know, just people that want to join the workforce, give them a kind of a direct line to some of these businesses. So it kind of benefits everybody and just kind of help cultivate a next generation of professionals. So we're working with Columbia High right now with their career program. So even though we're not officially a nonprofit on paper yet, I'm still working on laying that foundation.
Quite the loopholes there, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But
a few hurdles to jump. Yeah,
absolutely.
Now, explain to me what connection and manifest marketing. What's the connection?
So yeah, when I began the Professionals on the Patio event, I was using, you know, with all of our sponsor slots, the ADT dealership I work with doing sales for, I was having them be one of the sponsors. They weren't really interested in that kind of marketing and stuff like that. I didn't see as much value in that. So we kind of didn't continue down that path. But I wanted to put kind of a placeholder there to represent, you know, the marketing that I do for that. So let's say, you know, someone comes to the event, like, I love how this was all put together, you know, can you help me out with this kind of thing? You know what I mean? So just kind of give myself an opportunity to help folks out and just frankly, you know, hopefully gain some business as well. Because I do enjoy creating content, you know, whether it be graphics or videos or whatever. And I enjoy just getting out there and networking and marketing. So if I can help somebody with that and make a little money, that'd be great too. But frankly, it's more of a placeholder because really Professionals on the Patio is the brand. You know?
Sure. Now, you had your first ball. How did that go?
It was great. So we had it at 1208 Washington downtown. It's like an old bank building. It was an amazing turnout. I can't wait for the video to come out. It was just, I mean, you felt like you were in like a 50s mob movie or something out there. Like, the vibe was just so cool. We had a 5-piece jazz band. We had DJ outside. I mean, it was like, we were blessed to have two great parties into one, basically. And then, of course, gave our nonprofit a lot of exposure and did some fundraising for them. So that was good.
But it looked cool. It wasn't able to go, unfortunately, but it looked pretty cool. Now, I'm going to talk about your Brewski Brothers Beard Company. I guess you have a product, beard butter. Tell me how all that ties in. And
Yeah, so I'm busy. So I always make the joke that in my, I'm 33 now. In my 20s, I was always busy, but just running around getting in trouble, right? As everybody should be in that age, right? Or typically does in that age. So now I'm kind of focusing all that energy and I try to be productive. And I've been making my own beer products for myself for about 6 years. Got tired of buying, spending too much money on crappy products, frankly. So I started making my own research how to make them. And I've really perfected it. I mean, frankly, I have. And I'd given some to a friend as a gift, even though I wasn't really focusing on it as a business. And he went to his barbershop. They fell in love with it. We connected, and it just spawned me into actually getting the LLC done. And now we primarily focus on partnering with local barbershops. So we'll put we have laser engraved cans, which is pretty neat, kind of different. And we focus on putting their logos on there as well. So it kind of helps them have a product without having to either do a white label or, again, get inferior products or spend a ton on packaging and shipping and all that. So it's kind of just locally mainly focused currently to just partner with local barbershops.
yeah,
And it's just something, again, it just kind of was born out of necessity because I needed to make stuff for myself. And again, might as well find a way to capitalize on it, financially if possible.
sure. Now, you don't have a storefront for that, right?
No, I don't. I partner with the local barbershops. I do have, there's a place called Peddlers and Makers Market out in off of Elmwood in the Cottontown district next to Warmouth. I do have a setup there, like a 3-4 foot section there, but I don't have an actual storefront for it. And then just to regress a little bit, the brand Brewski Brothers, the name comes from, I had a craft beer blog years ago.
Oh, yes. I did some research on that.
Yeah. So we used to do collabs with local breweries, all kind of silly, dumb videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And,
The shower video.
oh yeah.
I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah, that was some TikTok trend at the time where people were like whopping clothes or something, I don't know. But me and my counterpart are vastly different sizes, so it just made it,
It was
if we could do anything to be funny, we would definitely do that. But COVID kind of derailed that a little bit. So it just kind of shifted into doing the beer product. So the same brand, since we kind of had a local following anyways.
And now, does he help you with the?
No, he's not really involved in it. I did present him the opportunity to get involved with it, but he's got his own, a lot of stuff going on in his own life and all that. So, and that was another aspect of it that was attractive to me because it was something I was able to do, by myself. Not that I want to be by myself, but sometimes it's easier when you're just the only person. It's hard to get 2 people or 3 people to meet at the same place. It just, life happens. So it's tough to align schedule. So it's nice to be able to do that kind of by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you had an event, I guess, for Brewski Brothers Beard. And I remember sending you a Facebook message like, hey, I don't have a beard, but can I come?
Yes. And yeah,
I'm jealous.
so I actually have a woman's line that I do as well. It's like a little spinoff. Cause I had that a lot where the girlfriends or wives are just friends of mine that, obviously don't have beards that are like, what's for me? So I was like, I can make something. So I made a beauty butter. Similar ingredients, all natural ingredients for all the products, but I whip it so it has a little different texture, and of course the smells are more decadent, sweet. Like our most popular one is the lemon pound cake. So great products, and again just something else keeping me busy.
Yeah, like you don't have enough hands.
Right.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Now, I meant to say this in the very beginning. Congratulations on big wedding coming up.
Yes, thank you. Again, so much going on.
Yeah.
So much going on. But she's been a blessing through the whole process. If it wasn't, I couldn't have, obviously I wouldn't be getting married without her anyways, but I couldn't have done it, couldn't do any of this without her. She's been a huge asset in planning the wedding and just being my backbone while I'm doing all this other stuff, because it's a lot, it spreads me pretty thin. And she's been super supportive, and yeah, I'll definitely look forward to our next chapter together. I think it's be a good one.
Not chapter, that'll be a whole new book.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
After 33 years of doing it, you have many chapters, but you'll start a new book.
I'm definitely excited about that.
And you, actually, I think I saw the pictures correctly. You proposed to her at Professional Well.
No, actually, I didn't. That was I guess I have a thing for rooftop patios. I don't know. So that was
Way.
so that was out in Charlotte. But I always joke that Professionals on Patio looks like we're in Uptown.
Right.
But that was in Charlotte. It's a restaurant called Fahrenheit. It's like on a top floor of some skyscraper.
Yeah.
And luckily I was able to really make all that happen in like 24 hours. But obviously I was planning to do it, but like with anything, there's always hiccups.
Oh.
But luckily I was able to find a photographer in time. I was able to get in touch with the venue and kind of put all that together because I'm big on like I said earlier, I love making content and stuff like that. So I love captured memories like that.
Right.
That's a great memory. You definitely don't want to just have
Absolutely.
a crappy little picture of. Or
Very romantic. I was going to say, hats off to you.
Thank you.
That was nice. Now your dog Pip, who's
Yeah.
a very spoiled dog,
She is.
um,
She is.
just by Facebook alone, is a rescue dog.
Yep. Yep.
And now, how long y'all have had Pip? How long?
Since March, like 20th, I think it is. So we're planning on looking into getting a pet after we got married because obviously honeymoon, all that, just so much simpler. But I just kept seeing the post from the city of Columbia from their euthanize list, and it's just, I could have just unfollowed it, but I just didn't, So I was like, I told her, I said, well, I'm gonna go by there and just see what's going on, And she actually wasn't on an E-list yet, but if you free up a kennel anywhere, it helps.
Sure.
And all the E-list dogs I visited with, they were just very high energy and stuff. And I have an apartment, so I didn't want to,
Right.
bog them down like that. And then I would just happen to walk by her cage, and she was like just the most sweet thing ever. And so we just fell in love right then. And now our goal is just to spoil her as
Yeah.
much as possible. So when they found her, she was on the side of the road, literally like crying, like wailing next to a dog that was hit. So apparently it was her. Yeah, and it's just heartbreaking. So our goal is just to make her like the happiest
Yeah.
dog in the world.
Videos of Pip doing his business.
Yes, the day in the life videos. Yes.
Hilarious. Like
Yeah,
only Johnathan would
that's
take
it.
a video of his dog way to the back half of
That's it.
What's your favorite part, or what's been your favorite professional patio event other than the ball? I know that, but I'm talking about the actual network. Has there been a favorite one that's kind of stood out to you?
I think really,
Davo was there serving food.
yeah. I think our red, white, and blue bath sticks out to me the most. Because that was our first like themed one, so that was fun. And then we also instead of doing the traditional catering, we partnered up with Backstreets, and they were out there grilling up, bison burgers and like hot dogs, all beef dogs and stuff. So that one stood out to me. I think that one stands out to me because I love a good theme. So that's why in October we're gonna do like a costume party, and November we'll do a Thanksgiving, December Christmas. I mean, we'll ride themes heavy because even if people are coming right after work, like the ladies can wear like some little spooky earrings, and like that just makes your day a little,
Right.
just a little something, right? So yeah, we like to do the theme thing. So that one stands out to me, I think.
Yeah. Cool. So where do you see Johnathan Gamboa in 5 years?
That's a good question. Honestly, I don't know if it's in 5 years. I don't know if it's in 5 years, but definitely, I think I definitely want to lean into getting involved more in the community. Of course, I want to do the nonprofit aspect with Professionals on the Patio, but even if it's like local office kind of stuff, maybe, you know what I mean, getting involved more with stuff like that. It's nothing I ever thought I'd really be interested in doing, but I think the older we get, the more we get involved with our community, the more we want to make a positive. Yeah, you want to make a positive impact, right?
Yeah, and truly that was how it started, and couldn't really lay my hat on one, and I think my editor and web guy was tired of me talking about it. He said, Angela, you'll talk paint off walls, do a podcast, and talk to all of them. I'm like, not a bad idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to lean into your strengths and
That's
your passion, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, Jonathan, it was so nice for you to be here today, and I'm glad we finally got to catch up.
So thank you
So
so much.
make sure you get to my network sometime.
I will. Send me some info. And you do those on Thursdays as well?
Third Thursday.
Third Thursday. Okay, so I can make that because mine's on the first Thursday.
Yes, sir.
So I'll definitely have to do that. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show or know someone you'd like to see on the show, contact me at forallthingslexington.com. That's the number 4, allthingslexington.com.
For All Things Lexington has been brought to you by Professionals on the Patio, open networking with Columbia's finest business owners.
And by Angela Barrett at HomeMattersSC.com, building on what matters to you.